Such is the fame that Peter Casey has accrued over Flemenstar, you might think he's a one-trick pony. You'd be wrong. Just looking at this wall here, Cool Touch, Ireland's Cool. Do you remember Jack the Bus, a really good chaser? And over here, Bless Your Pink Socks and Sinakova. Oh yes, Casey's had plenty of good horses.
Sinakova's clear, racing inside the final 200 yards. It's Sinakova and John Murtha. She's always thereabouts in her races and deserves to take today's highlight, the Noblesse, very easily. Sinakova and John Murtha.
And Ireland's Call has hit the front, racing up towards the finish. On the outside, Moortown Boy with a late surge, but it's Ireland's Call in front, coming home on the outside, Moortown Boy running up towards the line. Ireland's Call is going to win again for Peter Casey and Oliver Casey. And it's Peculiar Prince with Cool Touch coming there strongly in the centre. On the outside, Mississippi Star, Swiss Cottage with a late surge from the back, but it's Cool Touch as they race inside the final 200 yards. Cool Touch is going to complete his winning sequence. Amazing run from Peter Casey's horses. A double for Oliver. And over the last, Jack the Bus and Glen Quest battling back on the far side. They've shaken off Lock and Lack Siege Master 4. On the run uphill now towards the finish. And it's Jack the Bus driven out by Alan Crowe. Just going to hold Glen Quest as they go to the line. Jack the Bus for Alan Crowe, and Peter Casey will win the Ladbrokes Troytown.
Peter, we mentioned some of the good horses you've trained. Just tell us some stories about them. I mean, let's start with Jack the Bus. I mean, he was a proper chaser, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, but it took him a good while to be a proper chaser. It took him a good few years. He wasn't much good at the start. He won a bumper all right in Fairyhouse, and I think he won a maiden hole and a couple of hole races. Then he went chasing, and he was a good chaser, but he wanted soft ground. He had to be raised soft for him, or he was no good.
But he won a big race. What was it at Navan?
Yeah, the Troytown chase.
Troytown, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was soft ground. He loved
50,000 to the winner, though.
Yeah. And then he won another one after that in Navan, 20 or 30,000. He was running the big one above in Leopardstown, and we had to take him out of it. Because at the back of the fences, that was 2 years ago, was too hard. There was a lot of horses got injured there in Leopardstown. Yeah. So we saved them and won the one then in Navan after that in about 2 weeks' time, which was 30,000.
And flat horses. I mean, you've had plenty of quite decent flat horses.
Oh yeah, from Basil Brindy, Sinakova. She was a great one. I've done the many races she won for us. And Bless Your Pink Socks, another good one. And Jesus, I don't know, 4 or 5 very good horses, Basil Brindy.
Few know his background. I was interested to find out whether the Casey name was steeped in racing.
I was the trainer to put the Casey name on the map.
So how did you get into it all?
How did I get into it? I don't know. I suppose when Francis was about 4 or 5.
That's one of your 3 sons, yeah?
That's one of the 3 sons. I bought a pony for him for Santa Claus, and his nephew was here with him. So I bought 2 of them for Santa Claus. And Francis took her up then. And I used to go show jumping and leading rain. I pulled him around all the little show jumping places in Dublin. Every Sunday I'd bring him off show jumping, and he'd be in the leading rain, and I'd be pulling him, running with the pony and jumping. He was only 4 or 5, I think.
So like sort of many Irishmen then, you were animal orientated and farming was the business, was it?
Farming was the business, yeah. And then I got into them ponies, and he started to show jump then, and I used to go with him show jump, and I'd be going all over Ireland. He was a rare one with the ponies, Francis was. The only thing, after the show jumping then, there was no money in it. I gave it up, and I got into pony racing then, and I got a couple of good racing ponies, and I started him off racing, and he was a great one. He was riding with Pat Shanahan, and Mark Dwyer. They was all together at that time. So after that, I was a devil for the gambling myself, going to racing and gambling.
I mean, gambling's been very much part of how you put your name on the block, wasn't it? You know, you land a few touches.
That's right.
There was a time, Peter, when you wouldn't talk to the people likes of me, would you? Because you didn't want to give anything away about what was going on.
Well, no, but you wouldn't blame me, would you? When you ring up looking for me. Yeah, you'd land a few touches, all right. That was years ago, but you couldn't do that now.
Casey trains here at Rath that has become something of a celebrity after he declared, "I'll have sex and everything tonight," after Flemenstar won the Arkle. Now Rath is technically in Dublin, but it's on the border of Meath, and Casey's postal address is a Meath postal address, and that causes problems, as we'll find out right now. Now Peter, you're a Dub man, a Dublin fella through and through, but your postal address is Meath. That really does cause problems for you.
I know it does. I know it does. But as I said, I'm saying this to everybody. There's two postmen, the Dublin postman and the Meath postman. And the Dublin postman comes...
Well, come and show us out here what happens.
I will.
Come and show us.
Yeah.
What happens with the Dublin postman?
Yeah.
He goes down one road, and the Meath postman goes down another.
That's right.
So,
No.
so on this little, what do we call this? Little junction, I guess.
Yeah, crossroads. Staggered crossroads.
Okay.
Now, the Dublin postman comes from Brabregan that way,
Okay.
that way, up
Okay.
that way.
So
And
the
he
Dublin
turn-
man comes
the
up
Dub-
from over there, yeah?
Yeah, from Brabregan, and he turns left there at that crossroads.
Right.
Now, and the Meath postman comes up this way, and he turns right.
So you've got a real problem here.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be associated with Meath at all, do you?
Well, I don't mind Meath, it's my neighbour.
Well, it's just your postal address. You are a Meath fella.
No, I'm not.
You are. You're in Meath. It's your postal address, Meath.
I know it's my postal address, but I'm living in Dublin.
You're not. You're living in Meath.
Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph, I'm living in Dublin. As I told you, the Dublin man comes and turns left, and the Meath man comes and turns right.
I've had enough of this. We'll leave it at that.
I'm gonna
But
bring
what
you
we
around
can
and show
accept
you.
is that Casey is a Dublin man, but his postal address is here in Meath.
We say a good few years ago, when Dublin and Meath, that's two counties would be playing Gaelic football now. This would be different in England, you see. There's no such thing as Gaelic football in England. Well, you might have a bit, but it's really small, but it's very big over here. But years ago, you see, before I came to live here, I'd be living in Bascaden, and then I'd be coming back and forward here. And I go down to Stamullen, and I used to know a good few below Stamullen. That's just down the road, and that's down in the County Meath now, and in the County Dublin here, you see. And it was a desperate rivalry between the two counties, you know, Meath and Dublin, because there was neighbours. It'd be up for your ball, you're dead, that'd be the way it'd be, you know what I mean, with Dublin and Meath. And I go down to Stamullen, and I'd start a row below Stamullen outside the pub, you know. I never drank now in my life, I wouldn't be in a pub. And I'd start a row with some of the lads outside, and I'd get a good row going, and then I'd have to get on my bike or my van or whatever I was in, and get going like a hare up the road on the way out of the county. And I'd be out of the county in a few minutes, I'd be in the County Dublin, and then I'd be safe. But if I stayed there, I'd be killed, because they'd kill me over the football.
At the final fence, and Flemenstar pings it clear of Gift of the Gam. A fine performance here for Peter Casey's charge.
I can't believe it. I'll have sex tonight and everything, and I'm going away for a week.
We all know what you get up to celebrate a win. I mean, do you really do that, or is that all in your imagination?
Oh, no, not at all. I'm always doing that.
You're a
Yeah.
man through and through.
Yeah,
Majuni, who of course is your beloved wife.
Yeah.
But for those of us on the outside, I mean, she must be a very strong woman, a very fit woman by all accounts. But what you're sort of putting her through on a daily basis.
Yeah.
But tell us how you met her, because there are all sorts of stories that you were stalking her when she was about 5 years old.
that's a bit wrong now. Maybe
It's about right,
about
isn't it?
14. Maybe
She was
about
14 when you
Yeah,
were...
I don't know whether you know anything about religion or not, but I used to serve.
sure you
I served mass for 10 or 14 years. I've done it many years it was. I used to live now a mile away from here. I was beside the church, and I served mass in the church. And I had a priest, a very good friend of the families, you know, and he used to come and he'd be saying the mass and I'd be serving him. And Junie used to be going to this church, and I'd be looking down when I'd be serving the mass, you know, on the altar, and I'd look down to see who was in the church. And I used to see her down there, and I'd be watching her when she'd be leaving mass and coming into mass, you know. I'd see her, and I'd say, that's the one for me. So I kept after her. She didn't want me.
When you say you were watching her, Peter, you're not
Yeah.
telling us the whole truth, are there? There were bits of her you were watching in particular, weren't there?
No, I'll be watching the little body. She's a grand little body. She's a grand little
You're a
one.
leg man, aren't you?
Yeah, oh Jesus, yeah, very much.
Do you think the good Lord was looking down on you with sort of a good feeling?
Yeah, but that's how we got together, you see. I'd say it was him that brought us together. Because we was very happy all our lives.
And the more I hear about all this, the more I think Junie is like sort of worth a weight in gold. I mean, she's
More than the weight and gold.
Yeah.
No, more, she's worth more to 2 weights and gold or
wouldn't be
whatever.
much weight, wouldn't be
whatever
much gold
we-
anyway, would it?
Well, of course she's 8 or 10 stone and she's worth 20 stone of gold, you know.
But so just how then? Tell us that. I mean,
How
obviously
I
you
met
didn't
her.
meet her in church. Well, how did you meet her?
Oh, after church, you see. You'd see her going home. You let her whistle after her. See how things was. You know the way we had to whistle years ago? Couldn't whistle now. But anyway, a mate of mine, I had a friend of mine, and he was going with a lassie in Inverbriggan. You see? And Junie used to pal with this lassie. And I was with another one, a different one altogether. So I was bringing this lad into Briggan to meet his girl, you see? And she was standing waiting on him at a telephone pole in the summer's evening, you know, waiting on him. And Junie was with your woman. She was a friend of hers, you see?
Yeah.
And I brought your man in to meet his girl, and Junie was standing there, and I had a van at the time. So someone says, where are you going or what are you doing? And I was going to meet my one. I was with a different one, but I was going to meet her. But Junie, I said, shall we go to Sherry's for the spin? So the two of them got into the van. This lad's Mott, and Junie, of course, came with. She was mad to get going with me, you know, but she wouldn't admit it. Right. And so away we go to Sherry's, and we said we go to
In all honesty, she was all over you.
Oh, yeah,
right.
But she wouldn't admit it, you know. But we went to Sherry's anyway, and we said we go to the pictures, you see. So there was a picture hall in Sherry's, the Red Island they used to call it, you see. And so we bought the 4 tickets anyway, so we was walking. Another way, did you ever go to pictures?
I've been to the cinema.
Yeah, well, right. So anyway, there's the balcony, that's the last. And Junie kept walking up the steps and walking up. And she landed above at the very end seats. You know, the back seats?
I know.
That's where all the curtain couple goes to. Yeah. And she never stopped till she got to the back seat. And you know what I said to myself? Be Jesus, I'm right here. I'm right here, for she landed above in the back. And that was it. And I'm with her ever since.
Our time with Peter Casey was coming to a close. He had told us much, but I couldn't leave without a word with Junie. I mean, how does she really put up with his antics?
Well, I suppose I'm used to him. These last 50 years more. He'd be lost without me. He couldn't do anything. It's Junie, do this, Junie, get me that, Junie, get me the other. No matter where he's going, he wouldn't know where his clothes was. He's his own press. But he'll still say, Junie, will you leave my shirt out? Will you leave this out? Have I a hanky? Where's my glasses? This is the way he goes. He couldn't make a cup of tea for himself.
And you heard what he said after the Arkle chase. Did you fear for your life that night, or was it something that you expected would happen?
Well, I didn't hear it, actually. And shortly after the race was over, I got these phone calls. Oh, you're in for it tonight. And I said, what the hell are they talking about? So I'm always in for it. My 2 daughter-in-laws arrived and said, did you hear what Boss said? They never called him Daddy, only Boss, any of the children. And they said, did you hear what Boss said? And I said, why, what did he say? And they told me, said, oh my God, he didn't say that.
Were you excited?
Oh God.
Were you thinking, crikey, this is the first time in 20 years, this should be good?
Oh, no. And he rings me then on the way home. No, he rang me before that, and he said, were you looking at the race? I said, yeah. He said, did you hear what I said to Tracy? I said, no, but I heard about it. So...
I tell you what, Junie, now no one's done this yet, because most people know about what's gone on, but no one's had the exclusive. Will you give me the exclusive? Can we have a quick peep, just a very quick peep at the bedroom? Just to see where all the action takes place. Can we just have a very exclusive peek? Come on, Junie. Give us the exclusive. Come on, Junie.
No.
You can.
No.
Just a little peep.
No. No, that's a bit embarrassing.
I'll let you off.
Yeah, that's a bit embarrassing, Boss.
Junie had denied me the money shot, but I wasn't going to let At the Race's viewers down. Eventually, she relented, and we got an exclusive peek at where all the action, the real action, the hardcore action, takes place. What happened next? Thankfully, your guess is as good as mine.